We're debuting a new project today. It's our Modern Lake House project, and this isn't just any old project. It is one of the biggest homes we have ever designed. Set in the Midwest, surrounded by beautiful trees, and next to a lake. It has a contemporary exterior with cedar and stone and extremely large black windows that let lots of natural light in. Upon entering the home, you are greeted by these soaring ceilings, and the entry opens up to the dining, the kitchen, the nook, and the great room. And on either side, two long hallways that kind of stretch to both wings of the house. We wanted to carry the outside in on these big columns that are in the entryway, so we decided to use the exterior stone on the interior. We designed custom double doors and used a dark stain on them, and then tied that in on the entry table. The space really called for a large round table, and we grounded the space with teak striped rug. One of my favorite moments in the entire home is this console moment. We have this beautiful Ethan Cook artwork and really great credenza underneath with bleached wood and black accents, and then angular lamps, and we kept the styling very minimal but sculptural. No entry is complete without beautiful wild greens somewhere. The entry table was a perfect spot, and then they draw your eye up to where you see this amazing custom light fixture from Apparatus. In the dining space, it's white wood and this warm leather tone on the chairs, and we actually didn't have a lot of room for furniture. The table and chairs took up most of the space. We used an antique rug to add a little bit of color and texture and pattern. Then we have this tone-on-tone artwork on the back wall with sconces. And then we decided to mix it up. Instead of doing another piece of artwork, we hung two large mirrors that really reflect a lot of light in the space. The light fixture really is the focal point in the space. It has these glass spheres that span the entire length of the table, and then everything is just brought to life, and it feels cozy because we use this warm leather tone on the bucket chairs. The great room. Those windows are incredible. They have this asymmetrical pattern on them, which I think is really unusual, and you are just surrounded by trees, and the feeling is amazing when you're in there. As far as the finishes go, we carried the wood floors down the steps and into this space, and then we tied that tone in by doing a shade similar but a little darker on the ceiling. Because the ceiling is so high, we kind of wanted to bring it down a little bit. And then we again tied in those stone accents by doing that on the fireplace, and kept the palette in here to warm neutrals. We have leather and linen and wood, and then black metal, and just a hint of blue throughout, but not much, because the goal for the entire house is black, white, wood, and very little color. So on this back wall, we toyed with doing console and lamps, artwork. But at the end of the day, we decided that we wanted something with a lot of weight. We used this cabinet. It's filled with treasures. It would have been really easy to put the armoire on the back wall and then call it good. But what really makes spaces sing is when you add layers. And here we added chairs flanking either side, artwork stacked above, and then we even placed this big kind of woven tray on the top of the armoire. And all of those things work together to make an otherwise neutral space still feel inviting. And on the fireplace, it looks like we hung a piece of art, but it's actually the Frame TV, and it works beautifully. This living room is massive, but the layout actually would work for a smaller space as well. Doing one long sofa paired with a love seat, 2 chairs, grounded by a coffee table. Nothing is matching, but each piece works together. And then if you have a little room between the coffee table and your fireplace, I love to add in stools for extra seating. Moving on to the kitchen and the kitchen nook, everyone's favorite spaces in a home. Our client had her heart set on a white kitchen, and for Lake House, I think it was a perfect fit. We warmed it up by doing a natural wood tone on the island, and I love what our team came up with on the design of the island because it looks like a piece of furniture. It's set up a little bit higher, and then the hardware also looks like it belongs on furniture, which makes everything feel really special. The lights are from McGee & Co, and I love that they mix glass and metal. They have a modern shape, and they just complemented everything in the kitchen perfectly. The stools, you'll see that we did kind of a warm leather in every room that speaks to each other in this kind of open space. We had it in the dining room, the great room, and now a leather accent in the kitchen. You get a little bit of a back, but they still feel pretty seamless throughout. Yes, this is real marble everywhere, and it is incredible. Has a really great white kind of background with warm veining. We had that on the countertops, and then we brought it up on the backsplash to the bottom shelf. And then above the open shelves, we've done a great tongue and groove paneling painted white. It's a great backdrop for all of our styling. I think I'm going to say this about every room, but the kitchen nook is one of my favorite rooms in the house. It's simple, but really stunning. You have this built-in window seat, and then an iconic tulip table flanked with natural wood chairs. And of course, that natural wood ties in with what we have going on in the kitchen on the open shelves and on the island. And then we've layered lots of textural pillows and a really pretty Roman shade. The light from McGee & Co has these arms that reach out, and I love that they kind of fill the space in this interesting way, but it also doesn't have a lot of visual weight. This home is massive, so there is a lot more to see. Be sure to check back for more of our modern lake house project, and don't forget to subscribe.